everybody. Today I want to do my 10,000 mile review of my bike on it's a 2014 Honda CRF250L. This is my everyday commute back and forth to work. Actually, I've only missed one day on it. I had to take my pickup to town to get gas in it. Otherwise, I rode it every day to work for 10,000 miles. Don't know where to start. I mean, except for, the bike has been flawless. I ride it every day. I've rode it highway, I've rode it off-road, I've been in the mud, I've been gravel, creek beds, playing in the woods, and it does super. So I put an FMF Q4 on it. I took it off actually a few days ago because it's a little louder than I really want, and it does have the quiet insert that comes with it. Now, I have ordered another quiet insert. It's the one for the Power Core 4. I'm going to try it, and I'll do a review on that. I'm going to show you guys a decibel comparison between the stock and the different inserts. So, other than that, I did take the fender junk off here, got rid of it, put on a DRC taillight. Actually, this is a China knockoff of the DRC, which is made in China anyway. And then these are DRC signals here. Front ones are just China signals. Signals look like DRC, but they're not. I do my oil changes every 2,000 miles. My first one was at 6,000 miles. And then every 4,000 miles, I change the oil filter. Every 2,000 miles I don't. I just do that on a 4,000 mile basis. Ain't like your filter needs to be changed. They say change oil in this thing every 8,000 miles, which in my opinion is absurd to go that far. But the bike has been perfect. I did have the valves adjusted once at the Honda shop at 2,000 miles, and they was just a fraction off. Not even just the intake was. The exhaust was fine. So I've added a little rack to it. Actually, my bag goes on there right there. These are my tires that I wore out. You can see I went ahead. I bought this. This was my first set that I bought other than factory, and I put these on. It was great when they was new. Once they get a little wear on them, horrible. But I still run them forever and run them way too far, as you can tell. I run them for 4,200 miles or something like that. I got 5,300 or 5,400 miles out of this. This is the stock one, stock rear. And you can see my stock front. I went ahead and put it back on because it still has some wear in it. So, put my stock one back on. In the rear, I put on a Shinko 700 series. Not wore it a lot. Yeah, you can actually see the little nipple still on there, but I put a few hundred miles on it, run back and forth to work. A few back roads, a few dirt roads to church, and it does great. Does great on dirt roads, does great on the highway. It's smooth. I don't know how it'd be an extreme off-road, but I don't do a lot of extreme off-roading. A lot of fire trail riding and stuff like that. But if you're looking for a good bike that's dependable, this bike is it. I mean, like I said, I put 10,000 miles on it. This thing has been wonderful. I did put this seat on here, made a difference. Took off the stock seat because horribly uncomfortable if you ride it very far. Back and forth to work wasn't bad. I do ride 2 passenger on this too also. My wife and me, we ride. We go down to Eureka Springs and Branson and things on it. And with this seat, it does good. With the stock seats, she could not do it. She could go about 20 miles and she was just absolutely, she couldn't handle it. So that seat made a big difference. I did on this bike too, because I'm 35 pounds. I did crank the spring up. You can see the adjuster in here. You see my finger in there. Right there's the adjustment. I can get in there where you can see it. Right there. If you crank this thing here and crank it clockwise, it will crank it down. For a heavier person, has a lot less sag. You don't want too much sag. And but other than that, it does great. Power, everybody keeps talking about power. I did change the sprocket, put a 13-tooth front sprocket on it, which did make it better off-road, but to me it was horrible on the highway. Way too many RPMs. I didn't like the winding. I ride too many highway miles, you know, back and back roads. I just don't like the low gears. So I put the stock sprocket back on. I did buy a chain. The first chain, it's actually still usable, but for some reason it got stiff and kinked up, and I've tried every kind of lube there is that I got, you know, Bell Ray and PJ1 and different, just WD. I've tried it all. But this DID X-Ring chain, absolutely no problem. I've had this thing on here now for 6,000 miles. Perfect. It don't make noise, it don't kink up, it just, that thing works. I've had them on a lot of my motocross bikes and stuff too, so I know they're good chains. And it's a lot stronger tensile strength than the stock chain from stretching. I changed the shifter, mostly not because I needed an aluminum one, but it's the folding part. The stock, when I laid it over when I went to Chadwick, bent the shifter, so I put that on there where I have the folding one. And this is just cheap, like $8 eBay job. But it works great, as long as you keep them tight. Check that once in a while, don't just let it go, because if it loosens up, it'll waller it out. I also adjusted my spokes at 600 miles, just barely need to tighten. Done them at 2,000, and I done them today to keep up on my spokes. I have changed the air filter one time. Changed it at 4,000 miles. No, sorry, that was my 6,000 mile oil change when I changed it, when I done the filter, air filter. And it was dirty, just from the back roads, you know, the dirt, dust. But overall, I have no problems with the bike. I mean, if I get this, I love the pipe. I like the stock being quiet, but I love the feel of this bike. It just got some rumble, you know, with this pipe on the FMF Q4. But that insert, I think, is going to change all things. A buddy of mine on YouTube recommended that I try it, so hey, I got one on order. We're going to try it. We're going to do a review of them things and have a definite test to see just how big a deal it is. But the bike, the last time I checked me and my son stopped and filled up gas, both of our bikes. We'd been to Eureka Springs, and we came back, and we filled up with gas. It was funny because we both took the same amount of gas, and we both got 78 miles to the gallon. He's got a CRF250L, a 2008 Honda CRF250L, but he's a lot lighter weight too, smaller guy. It does have an FMF power core on it, power core 4, but that good mileage, dependability, this thing, it still just purrs like a kitten. The engine is super quiet. There's never been a rattle to this motor. I've never heard anything and I'm real good about, of course, I don't abuse my bikes, I take care of them. Let's start it up here. But I notice when there's a strange sound, and I check it. Might help if I take this out. It says on there, remove before flight. Start it up and it's that quiet. When you get this pipe on there, then you know something's right. So that's perfect. And I don't plan on ever getting rid of the bike. I plan on wearing it out. So this is a 10,000 mile review. I'll do another one. Probably what I'm going to do now, I may do a 15,000 mile review and then a 20,000 mile review. I was doing every 2,000. We'll see. It depends. But you wait till I get 50,000 miles on it. Won't that be a good review? CRF250L with 50,000 miles on it. But the bike is a good choice. It's a good choice. It's lightweight. run back and forth to town. Like I say, hauling 2 people, it's great. I don't have no problem with it. We climbed some pretty big hills. There is times you may have to shift down, but actually the last time we went, I was impressed at how good it done the hills with both of us. People say that the slip-on FMF don't make much difference. It does make a difference like that. I know that's where I notice it more than anything, is when I'm climbing a hill. There'll be spots where I don't have to shift down. With the stock exhaust, I would have to shift down. And with this one, I don't. It just a little bit more. It helps. With this thing here, I made this little plastic bracket plate just to go into my plate and protect it from the dents from the rocks coming up here, because when you do that block off and your plate's exposed and it puts little dings in there from rocks. So I just made this out of plastic at work, and it's just a handy little thing, easy to make. But that's about it on the review. I mean, I thank you all for watching my videos. There's actually, well, you see that, I just adjusted my spokes, and you guys don't have to go spend a bunch of money on a high dollar, $15 to $20, $30 stupid spoke wrench. Just get a 6mm wrench is all that is. And I walk around my spokes and I just turn them. And you can tell, you don't have to crank them. If they're tight, you know, you got sense enough to know that it's pretty tight. Don't, now if you're stripping this thing, if your wrench is slipping on that, well, then you're tightening them too tight. I just go a little bit all the way around. I start at the stem, I go all the way around and just barely tweak them. Some of them you can tell when you pull them, okay, I don't need it. Actually, I just done these. They don't need it, so, you know, if they don't need it, don't crank on it. You feel one, you put the same pressure on it, moves, okay, that one needs a little bit. Just go all the way around, do the front the same way, start at the valve stem, work your way around, do the other side, start at the valve stem. Just easy. You don't need, if you have to crank that thing, either it's super loose or you're tightening it way too tight. So, just a little tip there. But anyway, thank you all for watching my video. I appreciate it. Please, please, please subscribe. Don't just watch the videos. Please subscribe. Click on the thumbs up and subscribe. It don't take you but a minute. As soon as I shut this video off, for you to go right there on my channel and click subscribe. And you'll get to see my other reviews I do. You're going to see the FMF thing that I got coming up showing the different cores when I do that. I appreciate you all watching. And, you know, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Until we meet again.